Hello and welcome to the next video on my LPL Summer 2022 preview. We're covering OMG, Oh My God Gaming. I'm going to look at their starters, who they have in the Academy or LDL system, and whether they can improve or not. So OMG started off this past split hot, 3-0. They were the interesting pick um, before Chinese New Year. People thought, oh, well, maybe there's a possibility that, oh my God, could really make some noise. In the end, after starting the split off great, they would fall on their face and play awful the rest of the way. So they started 3-0 and went 3-10 the rest of the way. Finishing 11th in the standings, Academy 6-16, finished 19th out of 24 teams. I have them ranked 14th, which is probably the lowest I could see them finishing. Um, I mean, there is clearly some strong parts to this team and weak spots and underperforming players, frankly. They didn't make any moves. And something I noticed going through the stats, all these players have champion oceans. And I like champion oceans. I like the fact that a player can play a lot of different things. But if you're not playing all these things good, you need to tone it down and play a set of champions well. And I think that's kind of the issue with this team. So in top lane, we have Shanji, um, 7.57 CS per minute, which is below what you want. Merman, excuse me, Munion, below him in the development league, 8.36. Maybe you look at an opportunity to bring him in. But these are two different kind of top laners. And you can see that because Shanji 62% kill participation, where his development counterpart 55. So 55 is more so, oh, well, this guy's more split pushing by himself. And I will say he probably got caught out a lot because his KDA is 1.98, despite having a 24% kill share, which indicates to me he died a lot. That's a very high kill share for a top laner and a very low KDA. 12 out of 36 champion pool for the Academy player, 15 out of 41 for Shanji. 15 out of 41 is massive. There are not many players with 15 champions played in a 40 game split. I mean, that gives you a lot of options, but at the same time, he is struggling. Now, I think it's Miku, Mikui. He was a sub and didn't play at all. Maybe you give him a look. I didn't look into him really outside of the fact that I saw that he didn't play for either team. Jungle, Aki. I feel like Aki was a big reason why they succeeded in the early part of the season. When we started the split, we had a lot of interesting jungle picks, and his champion Ocean benefited from that. He had played 14 champions this past split, and honestly, he did really well. He's a carry type jungler, though. Very one track mind, 5.7 CS per minute, 65% KP, not very good. But 67% KP, 21% kill share. So that's kind of in the middle. Better junglers we see at around 70 KP. But 5.7 CS per minute's on the good side of 5.5. So he is a carry jungler. The guy below him in Academy, Mori, 4.96. Very different than Aki, 73% KP. Very different. He's a facilitator. He makes things happen. And this is something you have to look at for OMG. Is Aki the one to go with in the future? Do you want a carry jungler versus a facilitator? Because honestly, in my opinion, Kareem is the best player on this team. He performed awfully in spring. Very disappointing. Honestly, his stats rank him towards the bottom, but we know Kareem is better than that. Getting into Kareem, 8.22 CS per minute is downright not acceptable. 65% KP, not very good. 25% kill share. He gets kills, but the problem is he's not getting gold via farm, and that's putting him. I mean, he's not doing what. When you want your star player to get a bunch of kills, you need him to be farming well too. Otherwise, I mean, he's just at an even footing with the other mid laner who may be getting 1 CS per minute more than he is. 10 out of 41 10 out of 41 champion pool, solid. Steel below him, 8.4 CS per minute. He's not ready for pro. Um, 13 out of 36 champion pool. I would like Steel to kind of tone that down, bring it down below 10, and get better at farming. Um, I mean, can't emphasize this enough. I do enjoy players that can play a lot of different things. I think draft is a way you can win the game before even anyone takes a rift. And Champion Oceans will do that. But if you can't farm well, what's the point? No one's afraid of anything you're playing. But I think some teams should look at Steel as an option to bring into their academy system with a maybe weaker mid laner as their starter and say, hey, if you do well in the first month or so of the split, we may call you up. As far as bot lane, Abel, below 9 CS per minute. I'm not a big fan of that. They had two different 80 carries in the academy system, 2Y1 and Summer. I mean, 2Y1 was, I mean, they're two very different 80 carries. And Abel is like the hybrid of both, and that's why Abel is at the LPL level. 66 KP, 32% kill share, a massive kill share for Abel, despite 8.98 CS per minute. Like I said, the same thing as Cream. If you're not farming well and you're getting all these kills, really, it's all evening out. 6 out of 41 champion pool. He is the only one without Notion. He has a puddle. 6 out of 41 is nothing. You really don't cross meta that way. You can't cross metas that way. You end up behind. I would like that to grow a bit going into this coming split. But as far as 2Y1 and Summer are concerned, both have CS per minute between 9 and 9.5. 2Y1 does have 1 KDA better. However, what's noticeable is 2Y1 has a below 60% KP, where Summer is 76%. And I know 28 games versus 10 games. 28 games versus 8 games. Some could say, well, the sample size. Yeah, but the fact is that's like 16% different. That's huge. That's two totally different kinds of bot lanes. 2Y1 is more like, okay, you guys fight. I'm going to farm here. Where Summer is like, oh, Rift Herald, I'm going. And the CS per minute is not that much different, not indicating much when it comes to the KP. Kill share 2Y1, much bigger despite fighting less because he has more gold and he is stronger. 8 out of 28, so he already has a bigger champion pool than Abel. Support, Cold, this was shocking me, 64% KP for Cold. That is very low for a support. You would like a support around 70, just like Jungle. Not a lot happening. He is not making things happen. Him and Cold are kind of on their own, and it's really weird when him and Abel, I don't understand that. And when you think about their games, it's unfortunate because OMG looked good to start the split up, but it just fell right apart. And I feel like that's got to be part of it too. Cold was not making things happen, and really Guang. I'm gonna go with Guang. Guang. Guang and Slay True down in Academy. I want neither one to play. They both have KDAs under 2. Slay True, 10% higher KP, which makes sense. He was probably playing with Summer, where Guang was playing with 2Y1. I don't think either one's ready. I don't think any of these players are really ready for the LPL level yet. I mean, maybe Mori is, and Munanen. I mean, both the top side could be, I guess, looked at, but I think Aki is pretty well solidified as a player for these guys. So is Shanji. I just think this team is really underperforming. It's like that team. Like everyone, there's a team you look at and say, wow, that team's underperforming. Why are they out of playoffs? It's probably this one. Because Cream is supposed to be one of the best mid laners in the LPL, at least off of 2021. But now in this current environment, he is not doing it for them. So we'll see how OMG does. If you're an OMG fan, comment down below. What do you think their prospects are going into summer? If you watch the LDL, what do you think of these players in Academy? Are they ready for the LPL? Are they not? If you missed my video earlier today, I did cover Ultra Prime. I did Thunder Talk yesterday and LGD the day before. I'm going to cover all 4 major regions, just starting with the LPL now because we don't know when their split will begin. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want daily League of Legends content. And yeah, so come back for more, and thank you for watching again.